Previously on the Open Mic Podcast.
What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode 4. I'm here with my friends.
Jenny.
Sergio.
And not Jenny69, by the way.
Oh, no.
So, in today's episode, we're actually going to talk about relationships. So, pretty much, this is going to be a little simp segment. So, welcome to Chiquis podcast. Wait. Simp Hours with Chiquis. There you go. So how did you guys meet?
Ooh. Senior year of high school. We weren't really we were friends, but he was more of an acquaintance.
Yeesh.
But we
That shit hurt me. Hold up.
well, we weren't like friends because we had like a mutual friend. But then we started talking more, and then we hit it off.
That shit still hurt me. My bad.
Well, we weren't. I was a shy person, and he was a little bit more outgoing.
Yeah.
So I'm more of like, I don't know, like I just kind of like create a wall, I guess.
Right. So Sergio, tell me a little about yourself. Like, I know Jenny since I was a kid. We're childhood friends, and then I just met you recently, right? What was it, like months? Last year, right? Yeah. Like almost a year ago. So I know her since we were childhood friends, but let's hear a little bit more about you. Like, tell me about yourself, where you come from. Not like that. We don't bang.
Yeah, no. So I was pretty much I was born in Long Beach and raised really in Bellflower.
Mm-hmm.
I pretty much lived in Bellflower for the most of my life. Went to Bellflower High School, right? That's where I met Jennifer. And
Ooh.
yeah, we met through a mutual friend. And that mutual friend, just kind of sort of introduced us, and Jenny and I had a class together actually.
Uh-huh.
And the way that we sort of met, right, was through this mutual friend, but we didn't really talk to each other at all, even though we met through the mutual friend.
Yeah.
So in that class, actually, it was a history class at the time, and I think it was, I forgot what class exactly, but
Government.
yeah, right.
Government.
It was like, I forgot what type of history class, but it was a government class, right?
And I think it was government.
Yeah. And what do you call it? I used to sit in the back, and I used to have
the cool kids sitting in the back.
Yeah,
I can relate to that too. I was never in the front. Like my compa over here in the back, and probably her girlfriend always sat in the front too, right? Oh my bad. Es que te confundo a veces, compa. But yeah.
Yeah, no, and
I sit in the front.
Yeah, and Jenny would sit in the front, but she was a pretty quiet person.
You couldn't see, or
that, and
okay.
because I always, was.
Always attentive to the class.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean.
Si no me pegan.
Uy, ¿quién?
Mi papá.
Oh yeah, I got to leave that one. That's true. Mm-hmm. So you pretty much like the cool kid back then. You can consider yourself the cool kid. Yeah, she's saying yeah. So
in my eyes.
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't.
Now
the
she got the cool kid.
kid.
You see.
So.
I mean, sort of. I guess. However, to each their own, right? I mean, I just had some friends in school, and I wouldn't talk right sometimes during class. Essentially, it got to the point where the teacher moved me right behind Jenny.
Yeah.
And because the teacher would think that he was thinking that Jenny's pretty quiet, so if I move him behind her, he'll stay quiet. Yeah. Right.
That was it. So, it never worked though.
So I ended up actually, getting to know Jenny more, and then we started getting in trouble because of the fact that we would talk during class.
Wouldn't tell your dad.
So I was telling her bad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, we sort of met in high school, right? Senior year. It was actually the second semester of senior year when we met, and really, yeah, we just kind of hit it off in that class,
So you guys been together since senior year, or?
No, so we didn't get together really until after high school.
After high school, so you guys weren't high school sweethearts?
No.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, why you gotta say like?
No, not like that. But it was just more like he was a cool friend.
Yeah.
Cool person.
Oh, so you had him in the friend zone.
Listen.
Oh.
It was a mutual friend zone.
Oh, okay.
I had more of a friend zone, if anything.
Okay.
Eso puso cochando la cosa aquí, compas.
No, I kid.
Life.
No, we've always been pretty close too. Like, Jenny and I were always pretty good friends. So even like throughout high school, like it was pretty great. And I consider like still, Jenny's still like my best friend, right?
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
can still tell her everything and all that. So
Yeah. Sorry, guys. Quiet behind set. Thank you. I mean, that's pretty dope. Like, so how did that emerge? Like, did you guys continue the friendship after high school? You guys went different ways, or?
So I guess I could say a little bit about it, right? So, what ended up happening, right? So after high school, we ended up actually going both to Cerritos College.
Yeah.
So we went to college together, and we even had like a class together and everything. But she actually introduced me to like another friend of hers, and I ended up actually like talking to this other friend of hers a little more, and I just ended up having like a thing with her, and yeah, I mean, Jenny and I were still friends, even though I was with this other person, but we eventually just kind of went our separate ways after.
We're apparently well, hold up. We were apparently besties.
Yeah.
I mean, in my eyes, he's still my best friend, but then he was my best friend, but I also liked him. So it got complicated, and then I introduced him to that friend, the girl, and I was kind of like,
What's her name?
I'm like,
No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding. You guys don't have to say name. I was just kidding. Yeah, I mean, damn, that's kind of.
But I mean, I stuck around because I stuck around for a bit because I was just like, he's my best friend. I don't want to lose him.
Yeah.
But after a while, like seeing your best friend and the person that because I really thought I loved him.
Yeah.
At the time, and I still do. But yeah, so I was like, seeing that person that you really like with somebody else that you introduced them to.
Yeah.
Hurts.
It does. It really does. I can relate to something like that, so that's true. So.
But I mean, I guess that's what this video is about too, right? Relationships.
Yeah, obviously.
So I mean, how does that? Why don't we talk about that a little bit, right? I mean, she's saying that it hurts, right? But then again, if you know that you like somebody, right, and you know that you have those feelings for them, even though you introduce them to this friend, right?
Yeah.
I mean, why not come out and say it?
Because
like,
I did.
Why not be direct?
I did actually.
I mean, you were direct though after.
Yeah. Okay. Then what?
Yeah, that's the thing, right? Like, you were already direct when I was already getting with this person.
Because
So why not do it before?
Because it's complicated.
Yeah, I kind of see where she's coming from, because like sometimes expressing your feelings to someone is kind of hard. It is. It's kind of hard, and not only that, but like sometimes like you said, it might not work out. Like, say for example, I mean, I've expressed my feelings to someone before, and it's, I mean, not receiving the same love that you give out and expect it back, it hurts. Like, at the end of the day, it's just gonna be like, fuck, like, it's.
But I mean, I would say it's still better to do something, right? To say it, to be not direct, right, but to sort of tell that person how you feel, instead of always thinking about what if, right? What if I told this person? What if I got that with that person, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. That's my perspective, right?
Yeah, I mean, but maybe that's what it needed to take. Cause maybe, I mean, I'm the type of person that believes right person, wrong timing. So maybe it wasn't your guys' time yet. So in other words, I mean, whatever happened between you and that one person, obviously, could have been an eye opener for you. You know, like, I had her right here, but I went over here on this side. But then also, like, I really have this person really that, like, it's giving me all this attention. It was probably not the same attention that you were with her at the point. So sometimes it's going to be an eye opener type of thing. That's how I see it. I mean, and I felt like it worked out, because, I mean, you guys are here now, right? So how long have you guys been together and stuff? Damn, I feel like a fucking relationship counselor right now.
Well, no, I think
therapist.
No,
and I think you raised a good point too, right? About how, sometimes, things don't go the way that you would have wanted them to go, but sometimes they all kind of sort of come back, sometimes, right? Not all the time.
Yeah.
So, and that was kind of our little story, right? So our story kind of goes that way, where, we ended up, going our separate ways. I ended up getting with this other person. I had this sort of life, with her. We were together for close to 4 years, and both Jennifer and I now are almost, what, is that 4 years and a few months now?
Since 2017?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, so you and the other person were together for like 4 years?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Yeah.
dang. So
It's crazy,
that means
right?
you didn't talk to him for 4 years.
That's yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Wow.
so you see, and what you were saying though earlier, right, where, you know, sometimes it's just wrong timing, right?
Yeah.
Like for both, you know, Jennifer and I, you know, we ended up going our separate ways. I ended up having this life with this other person. But you're right, you know, if it wasn't for that, you know, I wouldn't be here where I am today.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I wouldn't be with Jennifer, you know. I wouldn't have the same feelings that I have with Jennifer,
Yeah.
you know, like today. You know, because, yeah, like, you could definitely say, you know, my relationships back then, you know, have definitely changed, you know, to what they are now with Jennifer, so.
So you guys didn't talk for 4 years. So who contacted who first?
So,
Mm.
wait.
This is a good question.
Yeah. So, because I want to bring it back to that.
Okay.
Because I know a lot of people stay in certain relationships just because, not saying toxico, because our relationship wasn't toxic. I mean, it was toxic for me as far as like staying there, knowing that I liked him and him being with somebody else. So for me,
Yeah.
I myself was giving me that like toxicity. But just going back, like, I mean, because there's people that stay in relationships that may not be the greatest, or even like in our situation too, like maybe it's not a mutual, like they don't like you back or kind of thing. I feel like you should also think about yourself, because that's what I ended up doing. Because I didn't just be like, oh, off the bat, like, oh, I'm leaving him, like I'm just leaving. No, like it took time for me to realize that I need to think about me, and I need to think about how I should move on with my life without this person.
Yeah.
So that's
Sorry,
why.
there's a little fly. That's why I was laughing.
You're fine.
Okay.
But yeah,
Yeah.
so then that's with my thinking of being like away from that situation. That's when I was like, oh, you know what? Like, I should think about myself, do my own life, and then that's when I told them like, we should probably
go your own ways. And how did you take that? Like, I mean, she told you that you guys probably should go your own ways. How did you feel about that? Because you guys were best friends still at that moment, right?
Yeah, so I mean, we were definitely best friends, you know, and, you know, I started to talk to this other person, and I started to have feelings for this other person, and, you know, when Jennifer actually, you know, was upfront about her feelings, like, hey, you know, like, I feel, like, hurt, you know, I feel, like, hurt just being around you, knowing that I liked you, right, and that I wanted to be with you, but, you know, I'm not.
Yeah.
So, you know, I appreciated the fact that she was able to, you know, be upfront with her feelings about it. And she told me, you know, like, I appreciate our friendship. I like our friendship, but, you know, just, you know, to be able to recover from this, you know, or to be able to just, you know, get over this, right? Like, I have to go my own way. And that's kind of what ended up happening, right? Like, Jennifer just sort of went her own way. I went my own way, and I think at the end of the day, I sort of appreciated that she did that.
Yeah.
At least she was upfront with her feelings, you know, and told me, like, this is how I feel, and this is why I want to do what I have to do.
So, okay, let me ask you this. So, from my understandings, you haven't been hurt yet, right? Or have you? Like, have you ever had something that hurted you before, like, relationship-wise and stuff like that? Or that you had to recover from a previous relationship? Because let me tell you, the recovery part is the hardest part.
Mm-hmm.
It's the hardest part because I've gone through it, and it sucks. Like, there's not a time, a day, or, like, a second that person's not in your head.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Am I right? I could be wrong. But for me, that's how it was for me. Even I can say even like not long ago too. You know, like, I mean, and it just sucks because like you're just like fuck. Like, you wake up sometimes like, yeah, I wonder how this person is doing and stuff like that. Sometimes you wait to see if they're gonna text you or not, but they don't. Right?
That's how I was.
Right?
Because I like said all that what I had to say, and to tell you the truth, I really didn't get over it or get over him for like a year or a little bit over a year.
That's a lot.
Yeah,
and it's tough.
And
it's not.
It's every day
Yeah.
thinking like, what if he comes over and like apologizes, or what if I run into him at the store, or oh, what if this? It's a bunch of what ifs.
Yeah, I mean, and sometimes that's what I say. I always say like, what if I would have done this differently, right? Like, or what if you would have told him how you actually felt since the beginning, or what if I wouldn't introduced my friend to him? Where would we stand right now? Right? So that probably pretty much is like your what if in a way kind of helped you guys out now, because I mean now you guys are here standing, You guys are engaged, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you guys are engaged, so I don't mean to put you guys' business out there, but sorry guys. Yeah,
Sorry,
so
you could tell them where the venue's at and everything.
alright, I don't well,
The
what was
date.
that? La boda de Jenny. We're gonna start trending on TikTok. Vámonos.
It's gonna be like, what is it? That one.
Los 15 de Ruby.
Yeah.
And then for I'll hire Jenny 69 for you guys. Don't worry, I got you guys with the
Wow.
grupo.
Thanks.
Okay, you will be out for you guys. The little girl sings a little
Oh,
guitar.
yeah.
So we'll bring them on board as well. I mean, they'll pay for free because they're not. Are they under contracts? No, they'll probably pay for cheap. So, but I mean, your what ifs actually got you guys at the place you guys are right now. So that's pretty dope, actually. You know, this is where I sometimes like myself. I just believe in the right person, wrong timing. Because sometimes I'm just like, damn, like it's never gonna work out with this one person. You know. Like sometimes I just feel like that myself, but then like maybe it is my right person but not the right time.
Well, what I always, because I mean I've told obviously people about our relationship before, but what I always tell people is just like to not take our relationship also as a like, well, what if that person that I used to talk to that I had feelings for, they're gonna come back, because now you're putting it in your head that they might come back and they're gonna be with you. And oh well, it worked out with Jenny and Sergio, like they broke it off and now they're back together. Because I actually had somebody that told me that they were like, oh, because they broke off their toxic relationship.
Yeah.
And they're like, maybe it's not our time, maybe later. But it was in their head, it was still like, this person's gonna come back to me, and it shouldn't be that way. The reason why I broke things off is so I can focus on me and do me. So.
And obviously it worked, right?
And then it worked out because I started focusing on myself, you know, like meeting new people, like not trying to meet guys. No, like not trying to meet guys, but
I'm just an instigator. Don't worry about me. I just instigate.
Sir.
Well, I mean, how do you feel about you know, let's say that you get with your partner, right?
Yeah.
And
so soltero, no tengo partner, by the way. But it's a good example. Yeah, we'll see.
You know,
Be
I guess,
available.
how do you feel about them having like more, body counts, right? You know, as opposed to
shit.
What if they had more body counts than you, right? Like, how do you feel about that sort of stuff?
Well, I don't feel like no type of way about it because they might know something that I didn't know, right? So it'll probably bring something different to the table, type of thing. And then so like, what if I actually like whatever they bring to the table? So it's like it's a new experience, you know.
Don't think about where they learned it.
Yeah, exactly. You're like, fuck, like I didn't know what the fuck we could do that, you know. Like, so for me, I see it's a more of a new experience type of thing. So
you learned it from the guy just before you. Dude.
Oh,
Imagine
shit. Well, fuck it. I mean, shout out to that one homie, you know. You did a pot over here, homeboy. That's how I see it. Fuck. So I mean, body count for me. I mean, it's very like you can say it's very like. What's that word? I want to say the hypocritical. Because if you see a male has a high body count, oh, damn, that nigga's a player. But when you see when a woman has a high body count, like, oh, she's a hoe.
But I guess, like, just in your own opinion, right? Like, if you were to if you know that you want to be with this girl, right?
Yeah.
And let's say that you've been with 3 other people, right? And then you find out that this person has been with, like, 10 other people. I guess, how does that make you feel?
It wouldn't make me feel a type of way because, I mean, that's someone's past.
Okay.
Just because they did that in their past doesn't mean they're going to continue doing that. I mean, at the end of the day, they're with me now, right? That's how I see it, and it depends how far it goes. I mean, they're with me now. So, I mean, that's how I see it. Like, I really don't care about that, the body count thing. But for me, I mean, it's whatever. It's like, you have higher body count on me, then I feel like they enjoy life more than I did. That's how I see it, because that's what they call enjoying life nowadays.
Yeah.
So that, because back then it wasn't like that. Like for us, I feel like for us especially, like I think our having fun or enjoying life was literally just going out with your friends to movies and stuff like that. And now it's like, I mean, yeah, obviously parties, but stuff like that. But now I just feel like, oh, like everyone just wants to not be in relationships and just sleep around type of thing. So now it's kind of hard. Like you really don't see like actual like true love no more.
Yeah.
So now when you actually see it, it's just like, damn, it's hard to believe. Well, not hard to believe, but like it's actually good, like that I see it around, because it's like, oh, then there's actually someone out there that might be interested in still true love, you know, type of thing.
Would you care if, and again, still in your own opinion, right? Would you care if let's say that you've never been with anybody else, and
that's not true, by the way.
Would you would you look for the same in a partner? or would you not care?
I wouldn't care. No, I don't think I would care because I mean, it just doesn't matter at the end of the day. You know, at the end of the day, I mean, you probably save yourself. Like, say for example, I was in that situation, I'm probably saving myself for the right person, and that's probably the right person for me. I'm not saying that I'm a virgin because I'm not. We'll cut that out, right? No, no, but
Miguel body count 0.
Ooh,
I
don't know.
I'm kidding, dude.
It's more than a handful,
Yeah,
but I don't know.
Respect.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, that's why I say I was probably saving myself for that one person, even though I mean it's not gonna be. I mean, obviously I don't know what I'm doing, but shout out to Pornhub. No, I'm just kidding. Edit that one out for sure. No, but yeah, I wouldn't mind because at the end of the day, I mean, we all have to do it one day, right?
Yeah.
And then, I mean, if that person has more experience and I could learn something, we don't work out, I take that something somewhere else.
Yeah.
So that's how I see it.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, for me, like personally, I think if I've never been with anybody else, right? If I was in that sort of position, I mean, just for me, again, under my own opinion, I would want to look for that in another partner.
Yeah.
Like, if whoever my partner would be, I would want that same. You know, like if I've never been with anybody else, then I would want that.
So you want, like, say for example, you never been with nobody else, you wouldn't want the same? Like, so you guys to be your guys' first?
Yeah, you know, pretty much. Like, that's just, again, like, that's just how I see it. I guess.
But don't you think that's going to create, like, some sort of, like, attachment between you guys? In a way?
I guess, what do you mean by attachment?
Because you guys were each other's first, so you're going to always, like, in a way, want to go back to that same person.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess that's where experience comes in, right?
Yeah.
And that's where just, you know.
Because I know people out there that literally want to just, like, lose their virginity to a random person. Because at the end of the day, there's no feelings, no attachment, or nothing.
Yeah.
And then when an actual person comes around, like, that they actually love, it's going to be different. Because I know people out there that literally did that, like, oh, I just lost my virginity to this random ass person just because, one, I don't know them, I don't got to see them again, unless you get pregnant, then you fucked, yeah, literally.
Yeah.
But a lot of people do that just where they won't get, like, the feelings attachment. Because sometimes I know, like, say for example, you say you want someone like that, and then the person's the same way as you, but then you guys actually were in love with each other. You guys lost your guys' virginity to each other, and then you guys have a connection that you guys lost your virginity and you guys were in love. So I feel like sometimes that will create, like, an attachment issue. It's going to be harder for you to get over the person, right? Don't you think?
I mean, it is, right? But, you know, but I think that just sort of I mean, that's how life is, right? You know, you end up experiencing this sort of, you know, big sort of thing, right, with somebody else, you know, for the first time. And, you know, it's their first time. But, you know, if things don't work out, I mean, things don't work out. It is what it is, right? Like, you end up moving on. I think if you start to force it, you know, where it's like, no, like, I need to be with this person because they were my first person, right?
Yeah.
Then I think you're just sort of creating a negative experience. You know, you're just not going to be able to outgrow that. You know, and I think eventually, like, you got to learn and understand that that's just not the way it is going to be. Like, if that sort of that those sorts of feelings, you know, aren't the same. Like, if your feelings aren't the same for that person anymore, then I would say, you know, as long as you guys have a mutual understanding, then move on. You know, I mean, it's tough though, right? Like, it's tough. I understand what you're saying. Like, it's just like when it's your first one and you feel like it has to, like, you have to stay with that person because it was your first one. You know, I think it's still, again, like, if those feelings just sort of outgrow each other, then, you know, you have to move on.
Yeah, I mean, because my first one was in high school. No, don't TMI. But I didn't give a fuck about the person. Like, I did it, and then she was like, oh, yeah, we can try this. I'm like, all right, cool, let's do it. You know, like, obviously, and I really didn't give a fuck about the person. Like, literally the next day, like, I didn't talk to her no more. So I was like,
you asshole.
She's the one that came on to me, first of all. So, so, I mean, I want to ask you the same question that he asked us, you know, because I feel like in a woman's perspective, it might be a little bit different. Or how do you feel? Like, do you think that you prefer your first one to be someone without experience or with experience, or?
Well, I mean, the way it is for me, as far as I know, well, okay, for me, the person that I first did it with, in my, like, I believe so, they were a virgin as well. So
I remember I used to tell girls that.
Exactly, and that's the thing that, like, is kind of like, fuck, like, how do you even know? But for me, that's my thing. Like, I don't care if you have a high body count, or I don't care if you have, your experience, as long as, you is clean. But for me, it's like, I don't want to get lied to. If you've been with other people, okay, fine, whatever. Like, then whatever, you're with other people. But if you're going to lie to me and be like, oh no, like, you're my first, and you're not, that's fucked.
Yeah, I remember I said that to someone once, and then they questioned me, like, are you sure it's your first time? And I was like, yeah, that's my first time, my first time with you in my head, but,
No.
but yeah, but I understand that, like, that's why I don't believe, like, I don't like one night stand type of things, because you don't know who you're messing with or what you're messing with.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you don't know diseases, all that stuff is real, it's dangerous, it's like, some of them are not even curable, so slowly you're dying and you don't even know it. So I totally agree with that as well. But yeah, that's kind of crazy. So
Next topic. I mean,
We sidetracked.
What was how long were you in a relationship? What was your longest relationship that you've been in?
Sí.
We're interviewing you now, okay?
Ay, cabrón. Cochondo, se cambió la cosa. Actually, one of my longest relationship was when I got out of high school. Fun fact. Shout out to the homegirl. She cheated on me. If you're watching this, I appreciate you. Because it builds character in one.
Mm-hmm.
So, it builds character in a person. Like, at first, it's always, trust issues, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're going to be there. There was always trust issues. And after that, like, it was harder for me to talk to a person and stuff like that. So, but I think that relationship lasted, like, maybe like a year and a half.
Mm-hmm.
I remember. But I'm the type of guy that will put myself, like, I give it my all.
Mm-hmm.
If a lot of people know, this guy over here, homie, in the background, he always asking me, hey, what should I do? Like, sorry, I gotta burn him out, but but he like, and people ask me for ideas, like, hey, what should I do for my girl, and stuff like that. I'm a creative dude, so I think I've shown you things I've done, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I'm pretty creative and stuff like that. But it's just who I am. Guess it's 3 minutes, right? Yeah, but it's just my bad. It's just who I am. It was a good experience, because for me it was like I thought this person was gonna be my person, but then like she started accusing me of cheating and stuff like that. And like, oh, you still talk to all these homegirls from high school? And like, no, it's not even like that. Like, she had my password to everything, literally everything. But like, and I never checked her stuff, because I'm not like, oh, I don't need to check your stuff, because once you're with someone, I feel like you gotta trust them.
Yeah.
Like, I think my 3 points of a good relationship is trust, respect, and then just loyalty. That's pretty. Huh? Oh, communication. Yeah, without communication, there's no relationship. But that's where it all builds, though. It all builds around communication, right? Because if you're communicating, it's because you're trusting them, stuff like that. Or I don't know, I might be tripping.
There's another one, because it's like, you can communicate all you want, but are you gonna like hear each other out?
So listening.
Understand.
Understanding.
Understand.
Uy, te miró, güey, no mames. It's getting hot behind the scenes over here. Hey, the scissors are still in the second drawer if you need them. But, I'm just kidding. But yeah, that's actually been my longest relationship. I haven't been in a relationship since.
How long was it again?
Shit. How long was I with the person?
Yeah.
Like a year and a half.
It was a year and a half.
Yeah, so I was with the person a year and a half, and I think that was back in 2018.
You don't have to tell me the years. Just how long it was.
Yeah, it ended in 2018. So, no, 2017, and then 2017. Because after that, I just focused on myself. It was hard for me to trust people, believe people.
Mm-hmm.
I still have the same kind of like trust issues.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like I always tell people, and maybe I should take that advice myself. Don't let your previous relationship affect your future relationship, because not everyone in this world is here to fuck you over, type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I believe. But yeah, what else do you guys want to know?
Wait, would you be, like, if you got cheated on? Not saying I'm gonna cheat,
Ooh.
but like, if someone,
It's
if I
the
were
way.
to, okay, if I were to cheat on you, what?
Las palomitas,
Would you
güey.
still be with me?
Ooh.
I think it depends, right? It all depends on how strong those feelings are for the person.
Fuck no.
I think you can,
I would have said no.
I don't know, man. I think you can never really say no, right? Unless you've experienced it, unless you've really been with that person.
I did experience it.
No, like you actually like been with that person like for so long, where it's like, you know, like for me and Jennifer,
What if there's
for
kids
example,
involved?
you know. So I don't think kids should be a deciding factor. Like for you to want to still be with that person, right?
Obviously.
Because
yeah.
if you're still with that person and they cheated and you don't like how that made you feel, right? And you're only with them because of the kid. I mean, eventually, like you're just gonna make it hard for the kid, right?
Yeah, the kid's gonna suffer, obviously, growing up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, but yeah, I mean, if I was cheated on, right, and would I leave that person? I think I would just say it depends, right, on how I really feel about that person, just how strong my feelings are for them. You know, I don't know if I would want to, you know, continue to sort of maybe figure it out, right, see if I can forgive them, and then move on from there, or not, you know, or just end up not being with them anymore. Because, you know, you've seen it too, right? Like sometimes you've seen sort of relationships where they come out stronger, right? You know, somebody cheated, right? But they end up working it out, and they're still together, right? And it's even stronger sometimes. So I think it all just depends on who the person is and, you know, how you feel about them, you know. So I think it's really just kind of down to that. And it's different, right? It's different for everyone. It's different from, you know, for every relationship.
But would you actually move on from that? Because I feel like no matter what, it's always still gonna be that one doubt in the back of your head. Like, say for example, you go back to the same things you were doing, like you start acting the same, or say for example, you start acting the same way you were acting the way you were cheating, and then now years later pass on, and then you start acting the same. Now, say for example, homegirl over here, like, fuck, what if this guy's cheating on me again? Like, it really fucks with one state of mind, you know, like, and then there's going to create doubt. Not only that, it's going to create the trust issues. And then what if she confronts you, like, hey, are you cheating on me? And it's not true. Then how are you going to feel about that?
And that's why it depends, right? It depends on how you really feel about that person. Because I think if what you're saying, you know, is true to that person, right? Like, if they still are thinking about that, if they're still doubting them, then don't be with them, right?
Yeah.
Then that means that you've never really forgave them. Because if you're having those thoughts, right, then that means you're not forgiving them. You know, you're not moving on from it. You're still living in the past. You're still thinking about it. You know, and I think the best way to if you still want to be with that person is to really, you know, sit down and think about, like, do I still see myself with this person, or not? And is it possible for me to still be with them even though they've cheated on me, right? So yeah,
I feel like that's how relationships can then get toxic. Because it's just like you have this trust issues now. Like, it's just like how you're saying, it's going to be the thought behind your head and everything. Like, I feel like for me, I don't know, it'd be hard. Because I just, at every turn, I'd be like, is he cheating?
Yeah, well, obviously, like...
And that's what I'm saying. Like, if you're going to be like that, then, I mean, there's really no reason for you to still be with that person, you know?
So her question was, like, if she cheated on you, will you still be with her?
Based on, like, our current relationship, you know, I think I would try to figure out a way to still be with Jenny.
Yeah.
You know, like, I trust Jenny, you know, so, I mean, if that were to happen, right, you know, she, again, like I've said it before, right, like, she's my best friend.
Yeah.
And it's hard to see myself without her. So I would try to see what I can do to sort of forgive that, right? Whatever that is, you know, whatever that might be, you know, it's just really sitting down with her and having a hard sort of conversation. And if it requires me to go to couples therapy, right, then I would make that sort of effort to try to figure out, you know, if I still want to be with them. And if I find out that I can't get over it, then I would just be upfront about it. I'd be like, you know what, I'm sorry.
But at least you did your effort, right?
Exactly.
But at the end of the day, it's feel like, I mean, for me, like, I feel like now she's gonna do the most so she can forgive you, or you can forgive her, type of thing. And then, like, even though someone does that, sometimes you're still in the mind, like, nah, I can't forgive you. Like I was over here being loyal to you. I didn't distrust you or anything, and you just did this to me. Like, for me, like, if you have the urge to cheat on your partner, then you shouldn't be with them, because that means you're no longer happy with that person.
It's tough. I mean, sometimes temptation gets the better of you, right? And it doesn't always mean that you did it, you know, just because you didn't love that other person.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes even, you know, people cheat and then they realize, like, dang, like, you know, that just ruins them, right? And they're like, I screwed up something that was really good. You
So
know?
so let me ask you this: is flirting cheating?
Oh, that's a good question.
I guess I'll go ahead and let you answer.
I don't know. How
Yes.
about we ask you guys answer it at the same time? Because it's gonna be might be the same or different answers,
Okay.
right? So you guys can answer at the same time. Audience, want to count down?
See. 1, 2, and 3.
Yes and no.
See, you waited, but do you think it
I
is?
was going to
Yes?
say yes and no, but I was also going to say more yes. You know, if you're doing it with the intentions of wanting to, you know, get something out of
Mhm.
the person, then yeah, it is. You
I
know?
mean, but you're say for example, like you can be flirting, but you might not need it. But at the end of the day, you're still entertaining someone.
yeah,
That is not your partner. Not only that, but say for example, this person actually likes you. You're giving them a false hope. So you guys are entertaining and giving false hope to people. At the end of the day, the other person is human. You know, we're as humans. We all have feelings. We all have a heart. We all hurt the same or differently. But I feel like we all hurt the same, but we just show it in different ways.
Mhm.
So I want to hear your yes and your no's, both of you
Well,
guys.
for me, no.
I think it's hard though. I think
Well, for
it
me,
depends on how it's viewed, right? You
Yeah.
know, maybe I could be talking to maybe this like girl, whatever, right? And then from your perspective, you see it as cheating. But
Yeah.
then for me, like I don't realize that I'm doing that.
Uh-huh. So what about your perspective?
Well, for me, okay. So me,
Puro pedo. Fucking waitresses do that. Yeah. Okay.
Right? Oh shit! You gave me ruin the whole set. But yeah, you were saying?
well, I don't know. For me, I like if you're doing. For me, it's a yes. Personally,
Yeah.
if it's like being done like that for, I don't know, because I feel like flirting can always lead to something, at least in someone's head. Like,
Yeah.
For someone.
And obviously, say for example, it's happening at work too. You know, like say for example, you're seeing a person every day, so that flirting is continuing every day, and then one day, like he said, right, the temptation is there. So one day, hey, let's go get a beer or something after work, and then something could happen, right? But your intention was never to flirt like that. But at the end of the day, there's kind of like something there for that person.
I feel like that's also what my mom said.
Mhm.
Is like always respect the relationship.
Yes.
Because it's just like you could say like, oh well, it's flirting, it's nothing, but it's just like you're opening the door to something. So that's why my mom was
Yes,
just
I
like,
agree
you
with your
always
mom.
want to be very
Words of
careful.
wisdom by Jenny's moms.
Yeah, thanks, mom.
Yeah, but again, like I think I still see it as like if I'm talking to this person, I'm not saying that, you know, I'm thinking that it's flirting, right? You know, it's who I am, right? It's my personality. Like,
Mhm.
I'm open to, like, I'm just open, and I talk to that person, and they see it as flirting. Then I think that's
Friendly.
different, though, right?
There we go.
Exactly. Like if you're
I was
friendly,
gonna say that.
you know, somebody who's just like really friendly and they
Se
like.
quiere
like to
lavar
have
las manos al compa, por eso dijo eso.
conversations.
Diana was like, yeah.
I was gonna say that too. It's just like, like I feel like people,
That's my.
like I feel like people mistake like being nice to someone as flirting, and I feel like you cannot
Ooh.
like do that.
She broke that.
Right.
Damn it, I'm sorry.
Yeah. But I mean, I guess to answer the question though, if you know you're flirting, right? If you know you're flirting and you're you're just doing that, then yeah, you know, like if you for sure know that you're flirting right with this other person, then yeah, it is cheating because you know what you know what you're trying to get out of it.
Yeah, but I feel like I kind of see why you guys think yes and no, because maybe I seen this maybe with the no is maybe you're trying to get out of a situation as well. Say for example, you guys get pulled over like by a cop or something like that. You get pulled over by a girl cop. Homegirl gets pulled over by a guy cop, and they're like, you're gonna try to flirt to get out of it, the ticket, right, or no?
I just cry.
I don't know. I feel like people would do that. Like,
That's tough because
Yeah.
then again, I mean, would you go as far as sleeping with that person just to get out of the ticket?
Dang.
jeez,
I
I
mean,
mean,
yeah, you know, you are. Yeah,
I
If
wouldn't.
you answer yes to that, then yeah, you are.
No,
You're cheating.
I wouldn't.
Nah.
Like, I wouldn't do that because I mean, I got like 3 tickets on my ass right now. So
But if you had the opportunity to get out of that ticket by, if that cop were to say, "Oh, like let's go," you know, let's
No.
go,
Have you seen
let's
We're
go
the Millers?
smash.
we're the Millers. I live. I don't know if you see my episode. I live under a rock.
Oh.
So they mentioned like a lot of things to me before that I've never heard or seen before. I haven't even seen Squid Games yet.
Wow.
I know it's crazy. But no,
This is the end of the video, guys. I'm leaving.
we're the Millers. Wait, isn't that the one with the The girl from Friends that comes out, Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I've seen it.
The girl from what's her name?
I don't know the other girl. I only know
Emma Roberts.
the one that says, "Don't go chasing
that one. You
waterfalls."
know how they
Yeah.
were like to get out of that ticket or whatever, or you know that one like Mexican cop. That
Yeah.
was, like in order to get out of this, you're gonna have to.
Oh yeah, I have to remember that. I mean, but it wasn't that like a mutual agreement that just do it or something like that, or
Oh, he was telling him to do it so they could get out of it.
yeah. So it was still like a mutual
So
agreement in a
then
way.
would you like if the cop was like, oh well, just
Oh no,
and you're.
I just rather get the ticket.
Oh, okay.
I mean, now they offer payment plans. I didn't know that. So I mean, little payments here and there, it wouldn't hurt anybody. I just rather get a ticket because at the end of the day, I see myself as a loyal person. I see myself as a loyal person, and I wouldn't want to hurt someone else's feelings because I've been through it, and it hurts. It sucks. Like you're investing your time with someone, and at the end of the day, like you find out that they're cheating on you. And then the way I found out is, like I said in one of the other episodes, is that I went to go pick her up from work, and I saw the other guy pick her up. Yeah, so obviously that kind of sting. And I told her, like, I went up to him, you didn't want to accuse me of cheating and everything, but yeah, here you are, right? But I mean, so I'm just like, at the end of the day, I just let it be, and yeah, I went my own way. So
That's better.
Yeah.
Just walk away.
yeah, so I mean, I actually asked that on Instagram, like, and the responses I got, like, I think I got 61 votes on it, and actually 10 people voted no.
Oh, for
For the flirt, and
well, that's what I was gonna get at. So, because I have a friend, I'm not saying it's not one of those like.
What's their name? Their
I
full government
don't
name.
Say their name.
We'll just put your Instagram up here. She'll shoot it to us later.
No, because I don't want to put her business out there.
Full government name.
No. But for her, like, I remember because
We'll call her Concha.
I used to work with her
You can say it to guy too.
a long time ago.
Yeah.
It should be anonymous.
Anonymous.
Oh yeah.
It's a he, she.
No, binary. They.
They. We'll call them a they.
They.
Well, this person, which is a person.
Yeah,
This person.
This person. So they flirted with pretty much everyone,
Mhm.
as far as like guys. Okay, yeah. She just flirted with the opposite sex,
Mhm.
and I didn't judge her. Well, at first I was kind of like, wait a minute, because I was just like,
Like, don't you got a boyfriend?
yeah, because she
Or
does.
a girlfriend?
Oh,
Maybe.
they have
Don't you have someone out
they have
there?
someone out there.
Yeah.
But because I mean, I remember I did bring it up, and I was just like, like what is this? But she was just like, no. Oh,
They were
sorry.
Okay, so cat's out of the bag. It's a she.
It's a she.
yeah.
Sorry. Well,
Today.
so they
Today.
Today.
so they said no because their intention is not to be with them, and they
So-
make it so they. But wait,
Uh-huh.
they make it very clear to the other person, like, oh, like I have this flirty personality, and I don't mean it in a way of like, you know, like to start something, and also their partner, because they have a partner.
Mm-hmm.
They're cool with it because they know that then at the end of the day,
Right.
they're gonna go home to that person.
So you'll be
And
cool
they
with
don't-
that? You'll be cool with that, no? So wait, por el
Well, I mean,
piso.
there's people out there that
Yeah, that's
polyamorous
true. Cause
out
like,
there.
cause I get told a lot that supposedly my customer service could be like a little bit too flirtatious.
Mhm.
But at the end of the day, I'm just like, nah. Like, cause they even asked me, hey, did you get that person's number? Like, nah, but I took out like $300 out of her pocket.
Oh, goddamn.
I know, yeah, like that. I mean, people always tell me like, oh, like that's because you were, like, it looked like you were flirting with her. Like, nah, I'm just doing customer service. Like, sometimes,
You're being nice.
yeah, I'm just doing my job at the end of the day. But sometimes people are like, oh, like, sometimes at the end of the day, people do tell me like, hey, like, I thought you were got her number or something. Like, you guys look like you guys were kicking it out. I'm like, nah, bro. Like, I'm not here for that. I'm just here to work to make money. And a lot of people do ask me like, then when are you gonna find time to like get serious with someone? Like, well, I mean, I don't know. I'm like, I am always here, so I don't know. So sometimes things like I'm just very focused in my job. I need a new job.
You live there, and we get it.
Yeah, I live there. But yeah, I mean, I always think that I don't know. I think flirting is cheating for that. It's just like it's just entertaining someone else. Like Like, you have someone, like, why are you gonna invest time in someone else when you already have someone? Like, I just don't understand it sometimes. Like, why?
I guess it's because there's some people that's like their personality.
Yeah. Okay. So let me ask you something. So, you guys are in a relationship, right? Obviously, do you guys believe in new friends coming along, like of the opposite sex?
Or like if we can have opposite sex friends.
Yeah, but like, say obviously you had your past friends and he's aware of them, and he probably has his past friends and you're aware of them. But say for example, you meet someone else and then like, oh yeah, like we can be friends and stuff like that, and we can go out stuff and like that.
Well, I know in the beginning we
guess
were
is the
kind of
question,
like.
can you have like an opposite sex friend?
Yeah, but I mean like more after
In a
like when you guys are like already in the relationship. Like say for example,
And we were barely talking.
yeah, like if I didn't know you but I met you somewhere else.
So I feel like this happened to us,
Mm-hmm.
where like when we were barely talking again, because I had, I
Say
mean,
again. No, I'm just kidding.
again. Well, I don't know, whatever.
Uh-huh.
So when we started rekindling our relationship,
Okay.
so I obviously made my own life. Like when I left, like I met new friends, I've dated people, but I had in specific a guy best friend at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember at first, like it was a little rocky, because I mean we were talking again, and to be honest, you're getting to know each other again.
Yeah.
That's a 4-year gap that we didn't talk to each other. So
That's like whole high
people
school.
change in 4 years.
That's like high school all over again.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, it's 4 years.
That's true. But anyway, but I feel like that really was a little bump, because it's just, he was my best friend. To be honest, with that gap, like I'm not saying he wasn't my best friend anymore,
Mm-hmm.
but to be honest, I had more of a relationship with this new best friend.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess the main question is, in a relationship, can you have friends of the opposite sex?
Were you jealous?
For me, no. Like I wasn't. Like I was with you and I trusted you. I mean, it was as simple as that for me.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, again, like for you, like, do you
Yeah.
think if you're in a relationship, you could have friends of the opposite sex?
I mean, I believe that you can, but a lot of people say that you can. But like I said, at the end of the day, it's all about the trust between you guys, Like, oh yeah, I trust you, stuff like that. So I believe that you can. But my thing is like, will you say, for example, like say if Jenny says, hey, I'm gonna go out with my guy friend.
That's what I feel like
Yeah.
was like a bit of an issue, because I used to go out with because it was honestly like a Three Musketeers. So it was my girl best friend and my guy best friend. So we would go out, but sometimes just me and my girl best friend would go out, or sometimes it was just me and him, that guy best friend, go out.
Yeah.
So I remember it was an issue where you were just like, it shouldn't be like, you shouldn't go out with him, because here's the thing though, I believe, I'm not gonna believe it, it's true. So he had feelings towards me.
Yeah.
So it's just like, it's even more of an issue, because it's like now it's like, this person has feelings for you. Do you want to go out? Like imagine seeing your partner.
Yeah.
Like that guy has feelings for her, and they're gonna go out together.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, as long as you're not doing anything wrong, there should be that trust, though.
Mm-hmm.
Like that you're not doing anything wrong, and you're not gonna do anything wrong for it to jeopardize your relationship. But at the end of the day, it's kind of see their point of view as well, because you might not do anything wrong, but then what if that person says fuck it one day and just try something?
Mm-hmm.
But then
and I feel like that's how it was, because it was so fresh. Like our relationship was really, really fresh.
Yeah.
And I feel like there was definitely that trust, a little bit of a lack of trust, and maybe a little bit of jealousy. But yeah, like at the end of the day, I was just like, no, like there's nothing gonna happen here. Like, what are you talking about?
But you probably didn't see it, but he probably did.
Mm-hmm.
So he's probably viewing it from the outside point of view, and you're seeing it from the inside point of view, right?
Yeah. But I feel like now, definitely, like, he would definitely be like, okay, go, like it's fine. And same thing for me. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like at first, I was just like, like I don't know.
I don't know.
But now it's just like, honestly,
after what you
like,
put me through, man, I don't know. No, I'm just kidding.
But I mean, now I definitely trust him. So it's just like.
So do you guys think that a little jealousy is good or bad?
Well, I
just
play
a
around.
just a little
I
jealousy,
play around,
yeah.
and I'm
But-
just and I do.
But do you
I
mean
get,
when you
like,
play around? Do you mean it? Sometimes you do, huh?
Sometimes I do.
Yeah.
But sometimes I'm just like.
Can you notice? Can you notice it when she means it?
Can't remember honestly.
¿Qué dice el público? What about you guys?
Hey,
A little jealousy, good or bad?
I think it's good as long as it's not like too often.
Yeah. Or
Or
like
like
really
too.
toxic.
Yeah,
Pu-
exactly.
Puras indirectas aquí,
It's kind of like
compadre.
what you said though. Like, I mean, I feel like it's as long as it's like also there's
To an extent.
exactly because I mean there's also the one where you can just be playing around. That's kind
Yeah.
of what we do. Like we'll be messing around with each other. We'll be trying to get each other jealous, but we know we're just kidding.
I don't know, man. After last episode, she had scissors in her hand, ready to go.
Yeah, but that was
Snip,
on her.
snip.
Those scissors were gonna go on her own. Like that means my life.
Yeah. So I mean, I think a little jealousy could be good. It could be healthy for the relationship because at the end of the day, it's like, oh, I still get this guy jealous. Like fuck, like he
Well,
still
yeah.
really cares about me, you know,
Exactly.
and he doesn't want to lose me. I feel like it's good, but some people, like you said, take it to an extent. They become like the character from you.
I feel like the.
Now that's a little bit extreme right there.
I feel like there should be kind of like a balance, like a little bit of everything in a relationship.
Cállate aquí en la pierna.
Like there's obviously gonna be fights and stuff, and even having to fight, believe it or not, it's also gonna, you know, I'm not saying it's good or that it's healthy, but I mean it's just part of a relationship, you know. It's like it's kind of what it comes with. I mean, like part of the package, you know.
Yeah, because a lot of people think, the relationship. Oh yeah, they look perfect together. They're like happy, but they don't know what happens behind closed doors at the end of the day, right? Like they're probably dodging knives from each other and everything. I'm not saying that you guys are or anything, you know, but no. What about you guys? You guys be throwing knives at each other back there? Nomás tijeras, huh, Diana? Diana doesn't want to answer. What you be doing to Diana, huh? Calladito. Hey, calladito el morro aquí, huh? I mean, but yeah, I always think it's a little bit healthy, you know, like, I mean, to a certain extent, you don't want your relationship to get toxic, and then at the end of the day, you're just like, fuck, like, what did I get myself into, type of thing.
Like if it's always like, where have you been? Or who is this like person texting you? Or who is this like I feel like that right there is already like too much.
No, you just put a tracker in the car. What do you mean?
Stop! What? No.
I'm just kidding. But like, I mean, yeah, I mean, it's up to like a certain extent, like we said. But like, let me ask you, like, how did he propose? I want to know how. I wasn't there, so I want to know how he proposed or how did that happen.
I blacked out.
You
I was
blacked
gonna-
out. So what happened? I'm actually curious about this proposal.
Yeah, so I guess the proposal, I think I had planned it maybe, not planned it actually, I had thought about it maybe about like a month before I had proposed.
Yeah.
So the way it all just kind of worked out was we, you know, me and her were planning on going on a trip with some friends. So
On
our
my
cousin
little
and some
rockin'
friends,
ship.
right? Yeah, and you know, we wanted to all get an Airbnb. So at first
Yeah.
it was just like the trip, right, with friends, just having a fun time,
Mhm.
and then I ended up thinking about, I'm like, well, like that's the perfect time for me to propose, right?
Yeah.
Like it's, you know, all of her, you know, her cousins are gonna be there, our friends are gonna be there. Like might as well, you know, let's do it. So yeah, so like I started to tell like some of her cousins, right, to say, you know,
Damn, your
hey,
cousins
you know,
kept your
this is-
secret from you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that's
was
crazy.
surprised.
And you guys are like this, right?
Yeah. So I
Yeah.
was just like, damn.
Yeah, just
Como
kind of telling
hermanos.
them,
Commitment.
Yeah.
telling them like, you know, this is what I'm thinking and stuff like that. And then I was telling her sister,
Damn,
because I had even had to ask her.
She actually stopped talking to me for a bit.
No fucking way.
She did.
Shout out to
Yeah.
Jasmine.
Well, I had to ask her for like I was asking her for like ring size, her and like one of her cousins and her mom.
Oh, so the mom was involved too?
Yeah, so
Jeez.
I actually I went a little bit traditional, right? Like I actually like
Went to ask for the
I
hand.
asked for the blessing,
Okay. The blessing.
yeah, so I asked for both her moms and her dads, you know. So I
Jeez,
talked to both of them.
I was a talk with the dad though. It's not
It's not as bad, you know. Like with her dad, I feel like I have that.
It's como somos de Michoacán. I already know how it gets, you know.
Bye.
Hijo de su puta madre. So you know, type of conversation.
I don't know.
He has a great
It wasn't-
vocabulary.
He really
it
does.
wasn't-
My
it
dad
wasn't
does too.
bad. Yeah, no, it wasn't too bad. He was cool about it. I think he liked the fact that, you know, like who I was and
Mhm.
you know what I did, you know. So he was.
Yeah, you gotta take her off my plate already. She's your expense.
Honestly,
Here's the bills. Here's
literally what
the.
he did.
Yeah.
He was just like, ya llévatela.
Yeah. Dang. Ay, aquí está el paperwork. Aquí te lo doy toda completa. Vámonos las maletas. Why are you still here?
Exactly. But no, yeah, I asked them, and then we ended up going on this trip though. Her cousins were like super helpful, right? Like they were able to help me like set everything up. I ended up, I even rented out a Corvette actually for that trip.
Oh
yeah,
shit!
so I like rented out a Corvette.
I was
and-
very shook. I was
yeah,
like,
it was
what?
it was crazy.
He got it right in
Like,
style.
it
Bro got it
surprised
right in style. He did it right. He did it right.
Yeah, because it was like a 2-hour trip, right? So we like took the Corvette there, and because it was all like in a desert, so
Yeah.
like we would find places to like just take off, right?
Mhm.
But it was super fun, like the car, you know, and everything. It was really cool. And then like there with like the friends and
Mhm.
like her cousins, like it worked out like pretty well. But yeah, so we were there, right? Her cousins helped me sort of set some things up.
Let me pause.
Yeah.
So this was actually near our.
He said, "False ding."
It was near our anniversary. So I was actually planning something for him too. Like, so I was planning something since this was a trip. I was like, oh, okay, well, this is like a nice, like a neat little like place that we're gonna go, and it's close to our anniversary. So I want to do something like really cute.
Yeah.
So I got my cousins, and I was just like, this is what I want to do.
So it was a double job.
Yeah. And I started like talking to people, and I was just like, hey, like this is what I want to do, like set up the room like this. Like I was setting it up pretty romantic because I wanted like a romantic little night. So yeah, I was already planning something for us.
Yeah, so it was so funny enough too though, like it was crazy, right? Because like from the cousins' perspective, they were getting messages like from her
Yeah.
about this, and then they got messages from me about what I was trying
So
to do.
you guys confused the
So-
fuck out of that
well,
for sure.
Well, they
huh?
were all like, "What the heck?" So they were all like happy if anything, I think. But they were also like super surprised.
Nah, there's always that one cousin that's never happy for them. Which one is it? Full name. No, I'm just kidding. We're
Yeah,
just
Full
kidding.
disclosure. And
You know, but I mean, they were great. Right? Her
Yeah.
cousins were super cool, and yeah, like they were. You know, I appreciate the fact that to this day, like they were able to help us set everything up. The way it sort of worked, like I took her out, right?
They might see the video.
No, so I ended up taking her out right on the Corvette. Like we went out for like just like a drive and everything
Yeah.
for maybe like about like a few hours while they were like sort of setting everything up for like the marry me letters, like when we get
From the
back.
pictures.
I thought it was
Yeah.
very weird because I was just like, because we were driving because he was just cruising around, and then like,
I was like taking
Wait,
my sweet ass.
Where you were like, am I about to die?
and then he's
at
like,
one
oh,
point-
well, now you drive it, and I was just
You
like,
drove a Corvette?
Yeah, I
You
was
drove a
scared.
Corvette.
Yep, yes,
Dude,
sir.
Damn.
she went like 140, 150 like miles per hour. She was
Ay,
taking off
güey.
in that car.
Allegedly.
¿Sí alcanzaste el pedal?
Yes, I did.
Ay,
I
güey.
had my booster.
Yeah, no, we ended up finding this like sort of like just
Really?
runaway,
Mhm.
and it was just like super empty at night, and dude just ended up like.
So how did it manage to like get everything there without her noticing though?
So that's the thing, right? So
Mhm.
that's why again, like I appreciate her cousins because they were able to like, they went to like Home Depot, they got like stuff from like the store, like they were able to get everything, right? So like they helped like set up all this stuff. So by the time we came back though, right? We came back, they were all there, like all like dressed up, you know,
Yeah.
and everything. And Jenny was like, "What the hell? Why is everybody?" Because they had planned it out too, right? They thought about
They're
like, "Oh, why
really
don't we say?"
smart.
Why don't we say that day it's gonna be like a cocktail party day? That way everybody could dress nice, right? So
That's
we would all
smart.
dress like really
Yeah,
nice.
smart.
And
So
it's
everybody
crazy
was there.
because we were by the pool,
Mhm.
and they were like, oh, well, what should we do this day, and what should we do this day? So we started kind of planning, and then that's when I kind of also pulled aside like my cousins and also one of some of the guys that had gone, and I was like, oh, well, when should I do the thing?
Yeah.
And so they were like, so the guy, actually one of the guys was like, we should do it this day, which was I think what, a Friday?
I think it was a Friday.
We
Right.
should do it Friday, and he was very persistent on Friday, and I was just like, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. No. So what do you call it? We got home. They were all fixed up, right, and drinking and stuff already. So
Están todos pedos.
you know,
Yeah,
the way that it kind of worked, right, was like this was like the front of the house. We come in, and then as you keep walking out, there's like the pool, and then on like this side over here, you know, you have like the like the yard and stuff like that, like that backyard. It was a pretty big backyard. So, and they ended up that Airbnb had like the main house, and in the back where the pool was, they also had like a pool house. So it was like a whole another little house.
What the fuck?
Yeah, so they gave us that pool house.
All right, there you go.
So we had that pool house, right? So I tried to tell Jenny to say like, oh, like let's go drop off your bag at the pool house so I can get her out there because everything was set up in like the backyard where the pool house was. So
and then she was trying to take it to the room.
She was trying to take it.
No. It's because the guys were like in the kitchen and they were drinking and partying, and so I was like, yeah, and I was like, okay, but he was like, let's go outside.
Yeah, I was like pushing her at this point, like, come on, like, let's just go drop it off real quick. And
I want to get fucked up. I want to party.
So yeah, no, I eventually like got her to go, like convinced her to go. We're walking out, right? And she's still like hesitant, like because some of her cousins were right there by the pool.
Yeah.
So she wanted to start to talk to them, but I'm like, let's keep going, right? Because like the backyard was right there.
Yeah.
So she just keeps walking a little bit, and then she sees it, like she sees like the letters, and it says like "Marry Me," right?
Yeah.
And then her cousins start playing the song that we were talking about. And she's just like staring, looking at it like, is this real?
Is this real life?
Is this happening right now?
At this point, everybody's like, get it, you're not.
We're like,
and I always told myself I wouldn't.
Yeah, that would have been funny.
Did you cry?
I did.
Yeah.
No, but then like she's staring at it, and she's just like,
Who's
stuck.
for?
She's literally stuck.
She looking around like, where's she at?
Who's getting married?
And then I'm over here like, let's go, like, because it's like a little like
trail.
Alley. It's like a trail, right? So
Yeah.
you sort of like walk it up to where the letters are, and then that's where I was planning on sort of getting on my knee and showing her the ring. And she was just like,
I was in shock.
She's like, well, the camera. She's like, I got fucked.
And then other cousins were just like right there, all happy, and then like you could see me in the video, like sort of give her
Pushing
that
her.
push, like come on,
He slapped me.
like let's go, That was later that night. What are you talking about?
Oh, wait.
Está cochando la cosa. Sí, se puso caliente aquí dentro.
No, so yeah, I ended up like sort of pushing her, like to like just keep moving forward. So she starts walking, right? She gets to the letters, and then I'm talking to her, but then like she turns around.
Yeah.
And when she turns back, like I'm on my knee already and like showing her the ring, and then I tell her like, will you marry me?
And then I cried.
Yeah, so that's sort of like how the whole thing worked out. But yeah, I mean, it wouldn't have been possible like without her cousins.
So shout out to her cousins. You guys are a great help to the homie.
It was just the cousins, but it was also like the friends, like,
shout out to the homies,
the boys,
his homies, the boys.
Yeah, and it's also it ended up working out because it convinced me to do that like romantic thing that night. So by the time that like we went to the room, it was all set up with like flower petals and all.
So you were like, what the fuck? You were probably like, what the fuck?
That's what was crazy, right? So like that.
Did the cousins do this too or what?
Yeah, so that's what's crazy. Like that whole thing happened, right? Like I had proposed to her, right, and she said yes, and then we started actually walking to the room, right, to our room, and as soon as I opened the door, like I see flowers, like rose petals, like going up into our bed, and I was like, what the heck?
They went the extra
You're like,
mile.
Then I was surprised because then she told me, she's like, surprise, like,
Oh, you were gonna be like, oh shit.
Like, what the heck?
And Sergio out of nowhere be like, oh, I thought I planned this for you.
Yeah, he's like, I thought this was an extension.
Yeah. They're like, damn, they really like me here.
But yeah, that's sort of like how that whole engagement thing worked out. But yeah, it's been.
It was funny because I just think it's always funny because we were entertaining each other because while he was texting my cousins like, is everything ready? I was texting my cousins like, is everything ready?
It's like, was there ever a point where you guys thought you guys got the wrong messages or?
No.
No,
It's
damn,
never-
that would have been crazy. And then they would be like, hey, Sergio, yeah, the ring's here. And then Jenny would be like, what ring?
Oh,
That would have just ruined everything, huh?
No.
But there you have it, folks. I want to thank you guys for coming out here, joining me on this podcast. Shout out to the janitor in the back and to the audience over there. We're gonna wrap it up here. Don't forget, guys, like, comment, subscribe, and don't forget, love is real. It's out there.
Yeah.
Just gotta wait for the right person. And there you go. And it's a wrap.